beat on the sheriff's time. So I'm Jeff LaRe. Easy way to remember it, because I understand some of you have a hard time remembering LaRe. It's like music, La-Ray. It's not Lair. Just please remember that, if nothing else. I currently represent the 77th District, which is Northern Fairfield County. I've got a wife, Amy, 3 children that we're raising in Pickerington, Kaylee, Jack, and Grace. Quite the spread on ages, 12 to 30. So I was buying a car for one and a car seat for another in the same year. Now we know why the hair's gray, right? I've been in the State General Assembly for just over 2 years. I'm not a career politician. My background is actually in law enforcement. I was a deputy sheriff in Fairfield County in the late 90s. The last 2 decades I spent in the private sector growing a business that provides physical security to federal agencies. So whether that's Department of Defense, the FBI, the FAA, you name a federal acronym, and we probably have or currently work for them. We got staff throughout the entire United States. So I understand those nuances of government regulation and getting in the way of businesses to prosper. And needless to say, I also know what it's like to sign both sides of a paycheck. So your next question is probably why? Why would you ever want to go to DC? Fair. My wife Amy asks me that on a regular basis, just to make sure I'm maintaining my sanity. But she knows that I've always put others first in front of my own. And when I look at what's going on in the country right now, it's concerning. It's concerning not only for all of us in this room, but it's concerning for our kids and our grandkids and the future generations. You look at what's going on the border, you look at what's going on with businesses in our economy, it's scary. And it comes down to safety. So when I talk about safety for our economy and our businesses, when you look at the pandemic and everything our mom and pop shops on Main Street have had to endure over this last year, are they essential? Are they not essential? Will they be able to open? What kind of mandates are they going to be thrown at? They not only need the security to recover, but we've got to get Ohioans back to work so that they can prosper and get back on that path of growth that we were at before the pandemic. When we look at what's going on with the border, it's about safety for our families. We've got no idea who or what is coming into this country right now. We know that the drugs are flowing in like there's nobody's business. And while we've made strides in the fight against the opioid epidemic, this is like taking a major step backwards. My family, like many other Ohio families, have been touched firsthand by the opioid epidemic, and I don't want to see my kids or anybody else's confronted with that in the future. Simple solution: reenact the Trump policies and tighten up that border. You can have the discussion for a long-term plan, but that's a real quick and easy one. Last one would be public safety and safety for our communities. When you look at what's happened in the big cities, Columbus, Cincinnati, Cleveland, and it started to spread into the suburbs. When people do cause destruction or create violence, we all suffer as a community. We don't need to be discussing ideas like defunding the police. We need to be supporting our police.
Yes.
It's a thankless profession, even more so now than ever. We have to protect the protectors, because if we want to attract the right type of people into that line of work, we've got to fix the perception, because we got a serious perception problem right now. People need to have their voices heard, but we've got to do it in a peaceful manner. So I definitely appreciate you letting me bend your ear tonight. Looking forward to get to know all of you a little bit better in the months to come. This could be a quick race, but we're both up to it. And I appreciate your time tonight.
All right. Does anybody have any questions? I want to make sure everybody knows when the election is. This is not a November election coming up for this. This isn't something that we need to be acting on now, because not sure what's the exact date?
August 3rd.
August. And so it is not a November election, so we need to be aware of that and know that, yeah.
Get out
Yeah.
and vote.
Yep.
Thank you all.
All right.